Keep 13.
Welcome to Transition into Death. You feel your eyes begin to get heavy. You fall deeper and deeper into a trance. Your body becomes weightless as your heart begins to slow down. Do not be afraid. You are at rest. You fall deeper and deeper. Your soul begins to separate from your body. You begin to feel the warmth of fire. This is the arrival to your final destination. Welcome to eternal damnation. You are now entering hell.
Sup, fuckers? Yay, Sunday night. It's time for the freak show. So, hey, everyone. How everyone's doing? Okay, there we go. Now.
It didn't
Thanks,
go
Rob.
away on its own for some reason.
StreamYard's being weird today.
StreamYard's having some technical issues. So, folks, if we just vanish,
Blame the Russians.
Blame
You
the
know.
hot pockets.
blame the Hot Pockets.
Oh, that's just us running to the toilet. That's
True. True.
You know, it's a little known fact, but Hot Pockets are a good source of protein. They're made with 100% real cheese, and there are no artificial flavors.
And how would you know this?
Because that's what the box says on the label.
Yes. Reading is comprehension. Yes, absolutely. So, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Hello to everyone in the chat. Yes. So, Rob, how you doing? What are you drinking?
I am having a sparkling water because I'm bougie as fuck.
As fuck. Yeah. So, Freak Show Matt, our wonderful sponsor that just came back from Dragon Con. We're anxious to hear all about that. What are you drinking?
I am drinking sparkling water and Coca-Cola. Flavor.
Ooh.
Coca-Cola flavored sparkling water, so I'm even more bougie.
Oh,
Ha ha! It's going to be a bougie off.
You know, it is interesting. They would charge more for sparkling water without all the good stuff that makes Coca-Cola.
You know, I demand to speak to a manager. Yeah. Mike, wonderful to see you, dear sir. What are you drinking?
just a beer.
Just beer. Natty,
What's in here?
Been doing
Natty or Corona?
right now it's just natty because that's what I had in the
That's my
fridge.
thing. Natty or Land Shark.
Doing really good with my hydration in that. Been drinking a shit ton of waters
It's good.
in that, but
I'm sure that makes Mama Robbie very happy.
Yeah.
Eating like crazy. Eating like crazy.
It's
And
so hot. I mean, you have to do it, dude. You have to hydrate, especially if you're doing like housework and stuff. I know Mikey's always doing something in the house. So
Yes, he is. So, and Robbie, we're twinning tonight. This
I
was
know,
not
I love
planned, but I love it.
me too.
I'm totally here for it. So if you guys can't tell the difference between us, you know, just I'm the one with the back. So Robbie, what are you drinking tonight, sweetheart?
Of course, I'm drinking Beetlejuice.
Ah, I see what you did there.
No, just white wine. So grape juice, fermented grape juice.
No tannins.
Yeah.
The birdcage. I will always think of the birdcage when you say that. Well, all right. So before we had a bunch of shit to get into from not just spooky, but just all over. But first, you know, the whole what are you watching? And we had this discussion in private, but I wanted to have it a bit more publicly because it's just fun. So, Rob, what are we watching?
All right. Well, first, before we get to that, I watched another movie. called Lovely Deep and Dark. It's not porn. Could be.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's why I said it totally could be.
Uh-huh.
It's on the Blacked channel. Not that anyone knows what that is. Anyway, Lovely Deep and Dark. It's actually about a park ranger out like the middle of nowhere, and what's going on with her, and is she crazy? And trapped in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, it wasn't particularly good. That's all I can really tell you. But it got a bizarrely high rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which doesn't. And as we've played the game a billion times,
I still don't understand it.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a great movie, but it said 90% fresh, which is like, that's a really high rating.
I think someone got a little bit of...
something happened, but yeah, it's just lovely, dark and deep. If you can wait for the porn parody, maybe do that, but otherwise, skip it.
Yeah. Well, Matt, what about you? What have you been watching since now you're home from Dragon Con?
We watched Long Legs last night, and that was complete garbage.
Yeah. That's it?
What else I haven't had time to do anything else, but that's
fair. That's fair.
We just binged The Office again, just because why not?
Yeah, it's good background.
30th time.
Incoming on Netflix is actually a pretty funny movie. Incoming. Why does that sound familiar?
Porn.
Okay, that would explain it.
Sure.
Mike, have you had a chance to watch anything interesting?
I've been just rewatching old Top Gear and Grand Tour for the last ever thing that they're doing coming up on the 16th. So I'm preparing myself for
that show.
That's crazy. That's ending. That's wild.
Yeah.
22 years. 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've been on a long, long time.
Holy shit. Robbie, what about you? What are you watching?
So I also watched that heap of shit, Long Legs.
We might as well just get into it then.
God. But before we get into it, we watched The Quiet Place, the first one.
The first one?
Yeah,
good.
like the prequel. Oh, dude, it was very good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I haven't watched the sequel or the prequel yet.
Yeah, I liked it way better than the first two.
I just with Quiet Place though, it's like why would you choose to have a baby when you have it was a plot hole? It just took me right out of it.
I mean, of course, and I think maybe that's why we didn't like the first two. This one was completely unrelated. It was kind of like the start of the situation, like when the aliens actually like land. I think.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's I forget what it's called, but it was really good. Actually, I really liked it. But then we watched Long Legs about a week ago. Well, Nate fell asleep in the first 10 minutes.
I was gonna say the first time I fell asleep. I fell asleep watching Long Legs.
Yeah. It was not good.
Wait, Mike, have you seen it?
No, but apparently I just need to watch Short Legs and it'll probably be better.
Yes! Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
We
the
all
trailer.
know about that.
Just watch the trailer. That's Short Legs.
I tapped out after I think 45 minutes. I just said like I am not wasting any more of my life watching this. It is. And then I went ahead and I just read, I read what happens at the rest of the movie, and I am so glad I bailed out.
After seeing what y'all have been saying about it, because we were talking about watching it, and I'm like, no, I don't even think I want to waste my time with it.
No, don't. It was so hyped, and I mean, whatever. No offense to anybody that likes it. That's fine. I personally felt like, well, first off, you know me. I love lighting and like the actual filming.
The feel of the movie, 90s, I was here for it.
100%. It was really good in that aspect, but it was so just similar to Silence of the Lambs. I mean, it was just kind of almost like
well, not even that. It was like The Happening.
Yeah,
that's all I could compare it to.
It was slow. Nothing happened.
So slow.
No personalities and nothing. I mean, other than Nicolas Cage's character, fine, but everybody else was awful.
Yeah.
The lead actress, oh my god, it's like a piece of wood would have been a better choice than this woman.
I mean, you know how much I hate Kristen Stewart, but man, I would have rather have seen her.
Okay, she can emote at least.
Maybe.
It was and I heard all these good things about it on TikTok and all these.
I was so disappointed, but I think maybe we're so fucking starved. Okay, so like we're missing it hasn't been really anything great coming out that we're like, oh wow, this comes out and we're like, oh my god, like it's so good. And I don't know, man, I just didn't like it. Now, has anybody here seen The House that Jack Built?
Yes.
Oh, dude. Holy shit.
Love it.
That movie.
Love it.
Fucking
That is a
amazing.
complete sleeper.
Complete sleeper. And the reason I bring it up is because when I first started watching Longlegs, it kind of gave me a little bit of that vibe of the little
Sure.
the house that Jack built vibe, and then it turned to shit, and I was like, oh, this is definitely not like that, because the house that Jack built, it's long, but man, I
It is,
highly
but
recommend that
It
film.
still it still builds that tension.
Yes.
Where this one was another Nicolas Cage who throws his money at it, whatever the fuck.
And he didn't have like a lot of like lines. I mean, it was just all that stupid
Like
laugh.
5 lines. I
Yeah,
know.
and it was I don't know,
high-pitched scream.
very weird.
Which was
Also,
so
the
annoying.
plot
So
holes-
interesting.
plot holes, like they didn't explain why does he look like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what is his deal? And then that's the and this is spoiler or whatever, I don't care. But when they're in that basement,
Spoiler
at the end,
alert.
when they're in the basement, and I'm like, oh, this is basically Buffalo Bill's basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, literally, the sewing machine and the fucking lamps, and it was just
Yeah. And
So-
when the
A better
beginning, with she goes into like suspect's house, whatever, and it's full on shot for shot, like Buffalo Bill's house, where she's and
yes,
it's
exactly,
really
that same exact scene. Which maybe obviously they took some inspiration from the
a
film.
little
which
more
is
than
fine.
inspiration,
Silence
but
of the
yeah.
Lambs is a fucking it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But they tried, and I think they did not do well.
No.
It
was
just reminded me too much of M. Night Shyamalan's movies, like just the
That-
way the
Yeah,
big angles and
That's
the
true.
quietness and just like the characters being this small in the screen, and you're expecting everything to happen in the background, but nothing goes on in the background.
yeah.
And it's because Signs was the same way, but Signs is awesome.
Yeah.
I love Signs.
Dude,
Well,
Signs is-
again, it was a matter of building tension. This did not build tension. It was just
No.
boring. I fell asleep.
Like,
the
come
first-
on, give me a fucking plot.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, those big wide angles supposedly were, because and I found this afterwards, in the shots with the lead actress, whatever the fuck her name was, who cares? You could see the devil apparently in a number of
Oh
them.
yes, I did like that. Actually,
Yeah,
did.
I picked out 3.
Like,
I don't know how
when
many
they
more
shut
there
the
were.
door at the end. And
Yes,
at the
I
last
picked
stop.
up
That's the only
several
time
of
I've done it.
those. The first time I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. Did I just see that?
Yeah. I was
And then
like,
like,
okay.
the next time, I definitely caught it, like the big,
Yeah.
the big horns and
Yeah, with the horns. Yeah, I think that's the only decent thing I liked about the movie.
me too. Yeah, I kind of was hoping that at the end he would come out and be like, hey, or I don't know, something. Something.
Give me
Just
something
give
a
me
little better.
anything, because it was this morning that I actually forced myself all the way through. It took 3 tries to finish the whole goddamn thing. Oh,
You see,
so
I mean, give up at that point. God damn.
exactly. I'm just like, okay, I want to be able to shit on it properly. I have to watch the whole thing if I want to shit on it properly. There we
We
go.
watched Ready or Not again last night. I saw it the first time around. Man, that movie's so fucking good.
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not. It's the one about the. Well, I can't give it away, but it's kind of like they're playing a game of hide and seek in this mansion or whatever. Ready or
Yes,
Not, watch it.
yeah.
Oh, watch it. It's very good. It's very
I'll look
suspenseful.
for it.
It's kind of like hunting humans in the mansion or whatever.
Ah, okay, yeah. I
That
think I know
old
what you're
trope.
talking about now.
That old story. The story is
The whole-
it's very much like kind of like that, but there's a twist at the end, which I was not expecting the first time I saw it. And it's nice and gory and like surprisingly good.
Gory
I
and
like
good.
Yes, gory and
Don't
good.
really go in the same. Okay. Oh, and Robbie just said Demon Knight will be 30 next year. We need Billy Zane at Spooky. I want Billy Zane at Spooky, and here's why. I've seen him at other conventions. He's always got like the scarf and the hat on, and it's so just above and beyond. It's so like LA. I'm like, I got to see this in person. That whole.
Just rub his bald head and he can rub mine.
Okay. I'll give you
Hey,
$5
Billy.
to rub your head. There you go.
You were an asshole in Titanic.
You know what? I'm going to say this in defense of Billy Zane.
The Phantom, though.
The Phantom was not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it could have been a whole lot worse. And that was in the 90s. So comic book movies were shit anyway.
So
I got no problem
I'm
with
all
it.
That's
I'm
what
all
they
for
should
Billy
remake.
Zane.
That'd be cool.
What's that?
I'd love to see the Phantom remade.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and can I bring something else up real quick? Have
Please.
you seen the HHN fucking Wolfman costume? Because if that's the Wolfman, I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
done with Universal forever and their monsters because they're fucking it up.
I
If
saw
that's
that
what
trailer.
he looks like.
For a movie or for an
Yeah, they're
The
doing a
Wolfman, they're
new
redoing the Wolfman.
Blumhouse is
New
doing
Wolfman movie.
Wolfman,
What?
and he does. If the character they've had out at HHN is like the Wolfman, it's going to be awful.
I need to Google it now. I mean,
The trailer looked good, but you don't see him. So
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't even real impressed with the trailer. I'll say this.
Me
I
neither.
like that they decided to like not give away the entire damn movie
yeah,
because I'm so sick of that. But at the same time, I don't think they showed me enough to make me go, I need to see this. So
Yeah.
I'd prefer you go on the side of don't show enough rather than everything. But it's
Yeah.
at least get a glimpse of the monster. At least like the new Babadook fucking sequel movie
ew, what?
looks some kind of scary. Yeah, there's a second one coming out.
Stop. Are you for real?
There's a sequel
Oh.
coming out, and it actually the trailer was in front of Stream when I went and saw Stream, and it looks a lot scarier, and there's no screamy kid.
Yeah.
But I'm
There will be one, I'm
I'll
sure.
watch it when it comes out on streaming. But
I mean, we
Robbie,
all
I'll
know
bet you about Babadook with you. 'Cause-
That was a horrific part of the movie. I mean, we all know that.
Wait,
yeah, well, yeah, there's a sequel coming out.
No.
All right.
Right. Actually, Robbie in the chat just brought this up. I was actually gonna ask Matt for his.
well, hold on. We'll get to Charleston. Charleston.
Oh, am I jumping ahead? I'm sorry.
We got an order here. We got there's a outline here. We got a
Gotta
flow.
make good
Never
time. Make
sticks
good
anyway.
time. Yeah.
There's order. Things must be discussed in the correct order.
Whatever. Okay.
It's important.
Okay.
Don't
you say
question
so.
it. I do.
All right. Whatever.
All right, Matt, you want to talk about Charleston instead?
We'll talk about whatever you want, producer man.
Let's go
That's
through.
the past. So let's talk about the past first. Then we'll get to the present. That makes the most sense.
Okay,
my opinion, anyway.
Well, let's talk
Yes.
about Charleston then.
Let's talk about Charleston.
Oh, Charleston. It was a spooky that nobody came to.
Yeah, I was watching that live
Unfortunately.
stream and I was super
I
disappointed.
don't know if it was I don't want to diss the show by any means because it was a decent the guest list was awesome.
Mhm.
Talking with all the Hooper made friends with Dee Wallace and basically Hooper was the star of the show. Like every time I took him out for a walk into the vendor hall, everybody loved him. And celebrities would come from behind their table to come and pet him and all that stuff. It was really, really cool. Like Dee Wallace actually wanted me to bring him by multiple times a day to cheer her up.
Aw.
She loves dogs. Let me tell you about this woman. you think Blair, what's her name? Linda Blair likes animals. So they had a adoption agency.
Dee Wallace did Cujo. Hello. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had a pet rescue at the con, which was really cool. They brought puppies in and stuff like that. And they were adopting them out during the show. Dee paid for 3 or 4 of them to be adopted. One vendor took one home, and 3 guests took one home. Courtesy
so
of Dee.
cool.
So she paid the $250 adoption fee, and people got dogs, which
That's so
was
cool.
fucking awesome.
That's
She is awesome.
That's amazing.
So, and she's not a bitch about it like Linda Blair can be. So,
Touche.
I don't know if it was because it wasn't treated as a first-year show, but the people that did come had a really good time. If you go back and look under the pages, and
Oh yeah, the comments are just nothing. but
everybody
gold.
that
Yeah.
went really enjoyed it. So I think next year will be much, much better. I don't know if it was an advertising thing and they just didn't know where to properly put stuff. But the venue was nice. It wasn't that bad. The hotel we stayed in was really good. We stayed at the Residence Inn, was like having an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. So that was cool.
Okay.
But the Embassy Suites was like literally in the parking lot of the convention center with a sky bridge. So it's
Okay.
not that bad, but people were the hotel is not that great and they're upgrading right now. But other than that, there was no parties, there was no tattoos. They didn't know they couldn't have tattoos until after they signed the contract, because I guess in South Carolina it's a thing.
It's South Carolina. They're barely at 5th grade education level statewide,
Right.
so I can understand why a legal contract could have confused somebody.
Yeah.
Because then I think.
But
I
other
think
than that,
Rob has some
other than the
theories.
sales were low and the crowds weren't there, the people that were there really enjoyed it. And I know if word of mouth is anything, and it is these days, next year will be great.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they were there for the next 2 years, 3 years, 3 years.
3, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
I think,
hopefully,
I think Rob had some theories as to why it didn't do so well.
well, I mean, not theories. It's just it was a really packed time of year. You had Dragon Con the week after. You had another horror show in North Carolina, which
Mad
was
Monster
still
Party.
kind of within that 2 to 3 hour drive radius. Which that you're splitting up a customer base. So
well, not only that, but you had Dragon Con the next week. You also had what show was also last week that was really big? Mad Monster or
Mad Monster Party. That's what we were
Mad
talking
Monster Party was going that same weekend.
Yeah.
And there was just too many shows going on that weekend.
Also,
in
let's be
that
honest.
month.
I mean, the economy is shit. Everybody knows this. The economy is really not great right now.
And that's the other thing that's like really, I think, key, because Charleston is basically a tourist city. It's like Orlando in that, so as far as like, does the average person there have a lot of spending money? Well, it's because they're probably working in a hotel. So no, maybe not. It's there's a really rich group of really, wealthy citizens, and then there's everybody else who is not. And it's it's actually very similar to Orlando in that regards, but actually much more, even more drastic.
Yeah, well, it's the real South. It's the for real South.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the South for sure.
It is the for real South. Yeah.
South, not just South. Yeah,
deep South.
I have a thing. I think someone needs to host a convention at south of the border.
Oh dear God.
How good would that be?
You'd be the only
Do a
person
Day
there.
of the Dead. Do a Day of the Dead theme.
Oh,
it's going to fit in with everything else. Bring in a couple guests. There's already lodging.
I would go. I would totally go.
I would go.
I wanted to stop when we moved up here, but we were on a schedule. So
I've never been.
one
I've
of
never
these days.
So I really
we drove by it.
Yeah, for anyone who is not familiar with south of the border, and I think we've talked about it before, it's basically a Mexican themed tourist trap on the border of North and South Carolina. If you're going on 95, it was kind of put there because it was supposed to be the midpoint between New York and Orlando.
Yeah.
So the thought is people who are driving from New York to go to Disney, that's where you're going to spend your night.
No.
Well, see, you got a couple of fans in the chat that are all for it. So there you go. Start your Kickstarter.
All right, there we go.
Oh boy. All right. And the other thing that we wanted to ask about, getting the past out of the way, Dragon Con. Since Freak Show did Dragon Con for the first time.
They had 75,000 people show up.
That's insane.
Do you think it's actually that, or do you think it's more?
But it could have been 85. I don't know. It was every year it gets bigger.
Yeah.
Well, and
got advice from all kinds of vendors and everything, on what to do, and we went into this blind, not knowing exactly what to expect. But sales, nobody was spending big money. Nobody. Everything we sold, I sold over 200 bottles of hot sauce, which I've never done before. But those are $10 to $15. So that's the type of thing that was going on. None of our big ticket items. We sold a few mugs and things like that, but everything was ornaments, hot sauce, all the cheap stuff. If anybody did buy big things, they were those big ass hideous mystery boxes that are at every other convention on the planet. Themed ones and artwork. I saw a lot of people with art.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's your artwork.
They were getting art, unless they were getting prints, which prints don't cost anything.
Yeah.
So
and I think going back to Dragon Con, and again, I haven't been since 2010, but I just see how expensive it's gotten, and I do kind of think that's got to be trickling down. That's people are already putting twice as many people, twice as many roommates in a room as you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And because you have to. It's like those rooms are not cheap.
Yeah.
And isn't it almost like a week long, like half a week long?
Oh yeah.
5 days.
5 days. Yeah.
From Wednesday to Monday. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Wednesday we went in and we set up on Wednesday, and then Thursday is when everybody shows up to get their badges and parties start and things happen. But the guests don't start until Friday. The vendor room doesn't start till Friday. And everything is just so far apart.
Yeah.
And in that heat, I don't know how people do that, man. It was 95 degrees and people are in full on costumes walking blocks to get somewhere.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
5 or 6 different hotels and that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Four main hotels,
Mhm.
and then they have the America's Mart, which is 4 floors of vendors.
Yeah, 2 buildings and 4 floors each, which is just unbelievable.
I mean, that's insane to think about. Like, I mean, that's pretty cool to think about. Like with that,
It's
but,
awesome. Don't get me wrong, but you're
It's
gonna.
overwhelming.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I was very. I expected all that. What I wasn't expecting was the sales.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We heard rumors from other people, like the fire marshal was being a super dick this year, and
Well, they're like that
the
every
amount of
year.
numbers they were getting, they were filtering people into the venue, and then they would throw them up to the 3rd floor, and then they would trickle down to the 1st floor where we were, or they would send them to the 2nd floor, and they would trickle down. Nobody came in through the front on the main floor, and the line was wrapped around the building 3 times to get in. People were waiting hours to come into the vendor room.
That's
was
usually
ridiculous.
that was what it was like 10 years ago. I remember it being like the same thing.
which
So-
I can say from that standpoint, because I deal with the fire marshal stuff and like occupancy of rooms and all that. Like, that's a legal nightmare, and it's one of those, not that fire marshal's being a dick about it. It's one of those, if something happens and there is just some little bit of numbers that are off, like, that's everything. Like, they like.
Oh, I get it. No, trust me, I get it. But when you're told that it's shoulder to shoulder through the aisles, and you can literally put a dance-a-thon on between the aisles if you wanted to this year,
Yeah.
they slowed it way down.
Yeah. I mean, I have friends that go, and people like not spooky people, other people that and what they said was that there was just so much other shit going on that they didn't even get to go to the vendor room.
Exactly.
They're like, I couldn't even go in there. Like, it was
Dragon
just
Con,
so
you have to
many
pick and
other-
choose.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like now the best day to come to the vendor room is Sunday, and especially Monday. Monday was great because there was very little line, so we did get quite a few people coming in to shop.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't, and it's like we're this little tiny booth. We weren't allowed to bring our tent. We weren't allowed to, so we were told. And they said we couldn't even put up our skeleton for the tent. And then I get into the vendor room, and there's tent skeletons everywhere, and they're built up, 12 feet for signs and stuff like that. So the vendor on this side of us was kind of like a Renaissance fair. They did rings and jewelry and stuff you wear to a Renaissance fair, like scale tops.
Chainmail.
That. So it was them. They had 2 booths. The next to them was a giant patch and lanyard vendor, and then the other side of us was what did she do? She made skirts and things like that, and they just had these huge displays, and we had this little tiny 10 by 10 little walk-in area. So I think we got lost within all of that. So next year we're definitely going to have to build big and get some attention going on. I don't know. We asked to be moved to the 2nd floor just to see if it was any different. But the thing that really sucks about that is that for you to be able to get a corner booth, you have to buy 2 tables.
Yep.
And that's just too expensive. I mean, you're paying $1,500, $1,900 for a table, and then you have to double that to get a corner. That's crazy.
That's like, I'm sorry, that's a little money hungry, in my opinion. I mean,
and that's part of the reason. Yeah. That's all over. That's why a lot of people aren't spending a lot in the vendor room, is because they're having between the parking there, between the food, which is all jacked up there. And
I know, but I mean, just for vendors, I mean, how are
absolutely
you double? I mean, like, they're not making enough money on whatever's going on that they have to charge you double to get a fucking corner. Fuck that. That is fucking no.
Get greedy.
No, that's greedy. Yeah.
And parking was like $40 a day. And if you're there for 6 days, that's fucking expensive.
That's cheap.
Oh yeah.
Last time I saw it was like 70 a day, so that you actually had a good deal there.
Man, some lots were 40. We paid for the whole week. It's called a Spot Hero, and you just pay for and we paid for in and out privileges. It was like $170 for the 5 days we were there.
That's not bad.
But it was kind of cool. We got an Airbnb in Decatur, and it was only 20-minute drive to get there. So I wouldn't want to stay on property. It'd be a lot easier, but man, just you're gonna wait 3 hours for an elevator
Yeah.
in the hotels. It's
And
ridiculous.
unfortunately, there's a whole system to that. And unless you're a
it's-
veteran at Dragon Con and it's all science and algorithms and it's all fucked up. Oh, check that out. Bruce actually got a parking hack and he paid $36 for Wednesday to Tuesday.
oh, good
I
for
think
you.
I think Bruce is our new best friend.
Yeah, we'll discuss that later, sir.
Yeah, but one of the things I did want to ask before we get into like the guests and everything that's going on here in Florida, you got to see Scream. Or
I did get to see
Stream. Jeez.
Stream was awesome. I really, it's 2 hours long. It's funny because, Adam Green and Joe Lynch were at Spooky, and I went up to Adam and I was like, hey man, since we had a hot sauce together and stuff, we're kind of cool together. I just talked to him as a friend type of thing. And I got them to come to the show to see the movie because Adam was saying how he hasn't made a movie in so long and he wants to do another movie soon. And now that COVID's done and all this other crap's finished, he's going to shoot another movie. I was like, well, I'm hooked up with the Stream crew. Why don't you come see the movie and see what you think and blah, blah, blah. He said it was too long. It was long. It was 2 hours, but it keeps you going. And it was really cool, and
So it's better than Long Legs, is what you're saying.
30 million times. The kills are so good. Damien did such an awesome job.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool because I got to watch the movie with Dee Wallace and Bill Moseley and Selfie Guy and
Selfie Guy.
Selfie guy.
And David
Selfie Guy used to be-
Morton and who else was there? Daniel Roebuck, Adam Green, Joe Lynch came, Dee was there.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of cool,
That's
and
itself. That's super cool.
yeah, it was fun, and it's definitely better than Long Legs, that's for sure. And I can see where the franchise potential in this. Once you see it, it's just like, yeah, this could spawn like 10, like Saw. It could spawn 10 movies with the way they've set this whole thing up.
It's probably why
So
they did it that
really,
way.
really cool. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know if you have that clip. Did you want to play
Nope.
that clip I sent you? No? Okay. We'll play the clip. I know it's an awful clip because I was in the back of a movie theater in the dark trying to film the intro.
But we've been talking about trying to get a bunch of people together before Spooky to go see it.
Well, it's out of the theaters now. It's
well,
not going to be
there
available.
goes that.
Sure. Yeah. Now we should go see
Yeah.
Terrifier 3.
We should.
We're gonna be-
Has anybody seen
It's
Beetlejuice yet?
I have not.
No, I'm going next
Neither have
week.
I.
Yeah. Next show we'll get into Beetlejuice because I've heard nothing but good things, and I just want Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. I don't give a shit about plot. I don't give a shit about the rest of it. It's like Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice. Sign me up. I'm there.
I mean, he is Beetlejuice.
And Angie just brought up a good point too. One upside to the show being slow, when the celebrities had no line, they would wander the vendor room. So if you were watching my live stream, the guys from Monster Squad came by the table and did a hot sauce trial and stuff like that. And Danny Roebuck came over a few times, and it was awesome. They were just wandering around like the rest of everybody else because they were bored. It's so weird to see Doug Bradley with a 10-person line, and then you look around the corner and he's just sitting there like this.
Yeah, something didn't click, man. I'm not sure what it was, but
Yeah, it's a first year show. They
Yeah.
and they should have treated it as such. And
That's I think the big thing. It's like it's a brand new market. It's Spooky has the name in Florida, but once you're out of Florida, it's
yeah,
hard
so
to
it'll be fun.
kind of humbled.
I have a
pretty
feeling
quick.
next year it'll be at least double with word of mouth alone. As long as he doesn't back it up against all these other shows.
I do think that probably scheduling was probably the biggest issue. You're probably right.
But it was still, it wasn't bad. Could have been better, but it is what it is.
All right. Well, going from that to current. So speaking of Dee Wallace, they just announced her for Spooky. So, and if you have not met Dee Wallace already, do so, because like you just heard the story from Matt about her buying dogs for people. Who the fuck does that? She's an absolute treasure.
This does that.
Fair. She's an absolute sweetheart, and we adore her. If you haven't met her yet, please do, because she's a delight, an absolute delight.
She is awesome.
Yeah. And actually, Rob, you're excited for like these next couple of ones, because this is kind of a you and Mike thing here, because the Saturday morning cartoon, the two of you go nuts.
Sorry, hold on, working out a technical difficulty. Okay, so let me pull up my list. So yeah, this was a very recent announcement, and okay, so there's two. So we'll start with Scott Inez.
I don't know if it's Innes. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Innes.
We apologize for butchering it.
Sorry, Scott. We apologize. But when you want to come on the show and talk, we can clarify it for everyone there.
That's right.
Absolutely.
But Scott has been the voice actor for Scooby-Doo. Like anytime you've seen Scooby-Doo in a TV show or cartoon for most of the last 20 years. I don't think he did Scoob.
7, I think, is when he started with it.
Yeah. But anyway, he's been doing it for a while.
Did he take over that was Shaggy. That was Shaggy. My bad, not Scooby.
Actually, he didn't do it for Scoob. Frank Welker started doing it, which was a interesting call. Anyway, it's Scooby-Doo. Like literally, Scooby-Doo is going to be at the show. So if you've got a kid who has been watching, the videos for the past 20 years, guess what?
Yeah, Mike's excited. I can already see him just bouncing.
I think one of the first ones that he did was Witch's Ghost, which, I mean, come on, that one has girls in it. That was a sexual awakening for me. It's a great. It was one of those like we see that we're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I see where.
So basically, that plays in the background as opposed to Barry White when the Sabrina and Mike kind of
girl soundtrack and yeah. And plus, also that movie had Tim Curry as the main villain. Like that was a damn good movie. That was.
I love seeing Mike so happy. It's fucking awesome.
That's like the movies the stuff that he's done as Scooby has like been some of the stuff that I've liked the most, like of the newer stuff. I mean, hell, even doing the Scooby-Doo with WWE, like that was actually really good. And then
that was a thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, Scooby-Doo met the Undertaker.
It was actually really good. I mean, it's cheesy and campy and all that, but it's actually a pretty good Scooby-Doo movie. And then the Kiss one, I enjoyed that one so much that I actually bought it on Blu-ray because it was also one of those. They surprisingly, Gene and Paul threw in like for the lore of it because they had like the book of the ancient stuff and all that. They actually they put in all the stuff about Eric Carr and Vinnie Vincent and that. And like, if you were a Kiss fan, you saw that in the book and you're like, holy shit, like they actually paid homage to them, like instead of just writing them off the whole entire time. So that was really cool.
Peter Criss, but anyway, yeah, we're not going to go there.
I will say some of those more recent Scooby-Doos have actually been surprisingly good. When my grandkids were here over the summer, we watched several episodes and I was like, this isn't bad, which surprised me because there have been some bad years for Scooby.
There has been, but that's the thing, they kind of come out of that hole, and it's if you get to see them, they're enjoyable. Like they're not the greatest things, but you will be entertained.
Yeah, they're all on HBO Max also.
Yep.
Oh,
yep. That's where we were watching them.
That's where we watched
them.
If you watch the new the Scoob movie, I fucking love that movie still.
I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
I hated it.
I believe it's on HBO Max, but there's so many other Hanna-Barbera like stuff in the background, like there's Caveman in the background, there's Hong Kong Phooey in the background. Like there's so much shit. It is wonderful.
Awesome.
They were clearly trying to make the Hanna-Barbera verse. It's
okay.
They need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say Robbie has to on principle because they have a van. Therefore, you immediately have to. You're legally obligated.
Yeah.
I can see the eyes rolling, but
fun fact that so in the beginning of Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo that has the van that has the tire in the front. Okay, everybody knows. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is apparently it was modeled after a VW bus. Okay, and then later on, it's modeled after a Ford Econoline. And I will tell you that the VW guys and the van guys do not quite, I don't want to say they don't get along, but they're not the same. You know what I'm saying? And Mikey, you understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
VW guys are completely different,
They did
separate.
the line part.
So whenever you see a van and everybody's, of course, they see our van, it's blue, and they're like, oh my God, it's a Scooby-Doo van. It's a Scooby-Doo van. And they fucking hate it so much. I love it.
I'll just call your van the 18 van. That's better.
Yeah. But anyway, I have like stuff that I'll wear. Like sometimes we'll go out for a night in the van, and I'll wear my Scooby-Doo pants, and I'll, like totally like
Just dress up as Velma. Call it a day.
I love Velma. She's my favorite.
Velma's awesome.
See the people with the Dodge vans, and they end up doing it up like the Mystery Machine. It's like, but like I know it's still a
But
flat.
it's a flat nose, right? You're like, no, dude, like you should.
I love that they're getting snobby about the Scooby-Doo.
Fucking noob.
Yeah.
But it's
I
the
know,
thing though that
It's like making a Firebird the kit.
right, exactly, or a similar, or like the General Lee is, you do your fucking video or
They
something.
paint their Mustang like a General Lee. It's like, no,
Right, exactly.
no,
No, that's not a thing. Don't do that.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work like that.
I love that we're so bitchy. It's fucking hilarious.
It's not bitchy. It's having standards.
That's right.
Never
That's
forget
fair.
that.
Okay.
It's screen accuracy. Come on, man. You can
That's
do it.
well,
Yeah.
screen accuracy. It's important for things like that.
And speaking of, next, and this is one I'm super excited about. One of the things that we've talked about, and especially since May was so interesting because it brought in a newer audience, which we get. We're the older generation. We didn't realize there is like a whole new spooky crew. Lisa Frankenstein, like, just sold out the show. She had lines all damn weekend. Crazy. Alice Cooper, on the other hand, not nearly as much, which was kind of confusing, but it basically cemented our belief that, okay, there's a whole new crew that's coming to Spooky that we just really don't know. So a lot of the newer, and we'll get to them, there's been some announcements that obviously are for these younger crowds. But this one, I got to say, Gen X is so fucking happy that PD and Gina did this. Sid motherfucking Croft. Now, if you don't know that name, H&R Puffin stuff, the Bugaloos, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, any of that weird, trippy, fucked up shit that we watched in the 70s, he's going to be there. So fucking happy.
Also, Land of the Lost. Got to remember
Of course. Well, I'll say, and fun fact, Slee Stacks scared the shit out of Rob.
Yeah, no, it's like the scariest thing in the world to me. Even now, if I see a Slee Stack, I'm not going to run away screaming, but I will pee just a little bit. Didn't
they rip those off of Star Trek?
I don't
Possibly.
think so, but maybe. I don't know.
What are the lizard creatures in Star Trek? I can't remember their names.
I don't know.
We're not
They look a
techie
lot
fans.
alike.
No, this is huge for me. First of all, here's Sid Croft is 95 years old.
I am so stoked we're getting to meet him.
I'm curious
Carl
if
Thorne.
this is the oldest guest they've ever had.
Thank you, Carl.
Well, how old was Rico?
Well,
He
Rico
was-
was in his 80s, I believe.
80s, but he died before he wasn't 90 when he died.
Yeah, Joe Turkel, I think, was the oldest. The bartender from
Bartender from-
Shining,
yeah.
I think. But this just might beat him. I don't know. But I mean, Sid Croft. An interesting thing for those of you that remember H.R. Puff and stuff and such. If you remember Witchy Poo, Bora, we are all friends of Bora. Bora has based her character. She's always said her mom is Witchy Poo. Sid Croft is responsible for that. That's like how far back this goes. So if I had my old Sigmund and the Sea Monsters lunchbox, I definitely getting it signed. I'm his panel. This is a man that has fucking stories. I can only imagine what that panel is going to be like. I mean, in the 70s and 80s, before like all the shit with the internet, the stories are going to be fucking legendary.
Yeah, no. This will be awesome. When Sid and Marty Croft. Marty unfortunately passed away last year, I think.
Yeah.
Who was actually the younger brother by about 10 or 15 years. I mean, he was much younger brother, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But they had been like regulars at San Diego Comic-Con forever.
I was
and they've been
always so
doing West
jealous.
Coast shows forever. And so the fact that he's out here on the East Coast, this is huge. This is, I mean, this is
I don't think he's ever done another con.
So,
yeah, other than San Diego, I think that's all he's ever done. Yeah,
they've done other West Coast shows, I believe. But
yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to this. I get to finally ask questions about Pink Lady and Jeff, aka the worst variety show ever made. It's funny. Dolly actually was hanging out one day. The two of us were basically trying to get through 2 episodes and just drinking very heavily. We did not make it through the second episode, despite having consumed like half a bottle of something. But it was, yeah.
That is also true, though. I mean, Sid Croft was basically the creator of the variety show. If those you remember the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, all those variety hours, Sid and Marty Croft.
Yeah,
that whole universe.
That's awesome. In fact, it's funny because I was thinking about going back and doing the Saturday morning cartoon panel. I'm not going to risk it now. I'm not going to risk it now because I don't want to, even if there's a chance that there's a conflict with his panel and mine.
That's fair.
No, I am not missing Sid Croft. This is literally a once in a lifetime chance to see this guy for me.
Yeah, but the schedule should be coming out soon. You should check it out. And they're also still looking for people to host panels. I'm just saying.
True.
I mean, that
was so much fun at that time. With our pajamas and we had cereal.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite memories. Absolutely.
Fun fact, I actually have half the presentation, the new one done, because I was thinking about doing it again, but I don't know. I'm not.
You can ask Gina. She'll tell you when it is. Also, if you're doing a Saturday morning cartoons, technically, I mean, more than likely, his panel's going to be later on anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you can come and you invite him.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Oh, my God.
That's true. All right. I'll think about it. I will.
Oh,
I will
my
consider.
God.
Yes.
Let's find out one of those things. And this is one of those things. If you were at the May show, you saw that PD was up there as a moderator with Alice Cooper.
Amazing.
One of the best panels I've seen. Amazing. And Mike was there too. Absolutely. PD is an absolute natural. He did great. Alice had great stories. It was one of the better panels I've seen in a long time. PD did an amazing job. I'm hoping, because I know that he's a big fan of Sid and Marty Croft as well, I'm hoping he moderates this panel too, because I'll be really, really interested to see that. So, unless, Rob, just saying.
My name was thrown around to do a Fred Olin Ray panel, but Fred doesn't like to do panels. So, truth be told, I'd be a little surprised if Sid does a panel again. He is 95.
But no,
I know. I'm not going to. I can't complain too much, but I know.
No, I know.
Marty,
like I said, just the stories this man has.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right.
I'm crossing my fingers. Again, this is the most excited I've been for any announcement they've had in at least a decade. So that's pretty fucking giddy.
That's pretty fucking big.
All right, well, moving on, because we do have a lot of other guests to get through.
No, absolutely. And we'll just throw the next 2 together if you guys haven't seen yet. For those of you that are fans of Nightmare Before Christmas, we have Chris Sarandon coming back and Ken Page coming back, Oogie Boogie and Jack Skellington. Now, and someone correct me, because I'm not sure. Have they ever appeared at the show together before?
Yes. Okay. That's where we got our poster signed by both of them.
Okay.
Yes, years ago. Also, they brought them back, and then I want to say Chris Sarandon didn't come. They canceled.
Right.
Yeah, because it was COVID and it's something. Yeah.
Actually, I think both of them didn't come.
But you know who's also doing conventions right now?
Who?
Danny.
Oh,
that's right, Danny Elfman. All right, PD, Gina.
So if they can pull that off.
Yeah.
Just saying,
That
putting
would
it out
be
there.
Ultimate Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, Danny Elfman.
And
just
then
saying.
I don't think you get like Catherine O'Hara.
Well, I was gonna say, and then some, right?
Which is a double thing.
And Danny Elfman, he did the music for.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
It all comes together.
I know they don't have a plan.
Yeah, it's one of those. Both of them, Chris and Ken, they were amazing. They were wonderful. I mean, hell, that was some of our top guests that we met. Their interaction was wonderful. They were as nice as could be. It wasn't
Chris Sarandon is an absolute darling.
Awesome.
It wasn't we go, here's money, here's a signature, bye. It was a good interaction. They were both very nice, and I mean, Sabrina was all over the moon the entire time. So I mean,
go up to Chris Sarandon and you ask him to talk to you as King, what's his name, or Prince, what's his name?
Oh, Prince Humperdinck, yeah.
Prince Humperdinck. Have him talk to you like that.
Well, what I did, and ladies, if this next announcement, I'll just get right to it. There's a Fright Night reunion, and if Gen X ladies like me, that was a sexual awakening for me. Just that scene in Fright Night with him and Amanda Beers, and just But I actually got him to hold me the way he held Amanda Beers when they were like on the dance floor.
I see.
So yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, the picture. I'm so happy. And he does it. He's an absolute darling. He's a national treasure. From the Fright Night, they also have from Fright Night, they have Stephen Jeffries, Evil Ed, William Ragsdale, who was technically the star of Fright Night, and Jonathan Stark, who was also the not necessarily homosexual, but partner of Chris Sarandon, Jerry Dandridge.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually getting and Amanda Beer. So we're actually getting the whole Fright Night reunion. So that's going to be. And I've heard that Tom Holland, the director, might be in attendance too. Confirmed, unconfirmed, not so sure. But
we haven't had any directors in a long time. They need to bring those guys back.
Yes, especially those of us older. We love to meet the directors. I mean,
especially I just saw a video of John Carpenter. That man is looking rough.
Oh.
I'd love to see him one more time if we could ever get him back.
Say, that's been a while since he was here.
Well, I mean, technically, Damien was scheduled to appear, right, in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes,
he had a thing. So
I'm sure there's going to be those guys will all be back because.
From
the people I've talked to, they're trying to get something going because it's the same weekend as T3. So
yeah, that'd be great.
So these guys are everywhere anyway.
And Carl just corrected me. He just said the Renfield. Yes, Jonathan Stark was the Renfield, if you want to call it that, of Fright Night. So those of you that fans of Fright Night, the good Fright Night, not the abomination that we don't speak of. Yeah,
the Colin Farrell.
And just one note for the rest of the reunion cast, Amanda Beers, apparently she's just an absolute delight.
Oh yeah, her and Mo are like best friends.
Yeah, so if you want to get something from her, or as Marcy Darcy, for instance.
That's what I was saying. Can we get Katie Seagal and Ed O'Neill too, please?
Oh my God.
Ooh, Ed O'Neill. Ooh.
Ed O'Neill got that Modern Family money. He ain't really doing it.
He's not a fan of being around that many people. Everything I've ever seen,
it's funny. I do remember this. A friend of mine lived in LA, and he went to basic. I guess when you live in LA, you go to TV tapings. And so he did a couple of Married with Children, and man, apparently Ed O'Neill would just like bitch and yell at the crowd because they would not shut up. They'd do all the drunken cheering kind of shit, and basically they wouldn't stop. So he would just start yelling at the crowd, "Shut up! Let us get through this."
Yeah.
At that point, he's trying to do his job, and
absolutely. I don't blame him in the
slightest. So my point is, I can see him not really wanting to do the whole fan experience weekend.
Oh God, can you imagine?
He would never.
No,
he's not that type of guy.
Duel Bundy, dude. Stop it. It's a human being.
Booty time across the USA. Booty time.
We need the Ford Fairlane reunion. I mean, it should have happened.
Yeah.
There we go.
Petey, I've been telling Petey he needs to get Dice in, and he's tried, and Dice won't come.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Petey shared the story. He made every attempt to get him, and he doesn't. Unfortunately, just doesn't
think anybody would come see him.
Yeah, he just there's a confidence issue there. He doesn't, and it's legit. I get why you might not think a horror crowd would be a great place to show up, but
Yeah, but if the Andrew Dice Clay was there, other people would show up.
He would
have a line.
Standing room only.
A line.
Yeah.
I'd be in that line every day.
So would I.
I would spend money on multiple days just to be able to interact with, and the amount of stuff I would ask them. Oh.
Well, you
remember that time you were at a bank and you stuck your tongue up a girl's ass while you're standing in line? Did that happen? Did that really happen?
He said he wasn't. He was trying to get him not to do a panel, but do a stand-up set.
Yeah,
that one on the weekend, which would have been fucking amazing.
And anything's possible.
Anything's
possible. So again, throwing it out to the universe, see what the fuck happens. Yeah, and ain't that the truth, Robbie?
You know what? They don't get to see it what a loving parent, a loving mother and father look like.
Touche. And again, as we were talking about that younger crowd, this is actually really interesting. Monster High, really. I thought like Robbie, because I know her daughter was into Monster High for a while. I'm completely ignorant of the fandom around Monster High.
I have no idea. I have no idea. It was for like 5 minutes when they first came out, and then she just wasn't a doll girl. So I thought
it's kind
they were
of
cool when they first came out. I was like, oh, cool, like a different type of. But my issue with it, because she liked Bratz.
Yeah,
Bratz came out before Monster High.
Yep.
And I did not, as a parent, I was like, not into Bratz. I was like, as a parent, I'm like, no, that's not really something that, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. And then Monster High came out, and then she's like, oh, Monster High. And then she just kind of dropped the whole doll thing and played outside. And so I was like, it's all good.
And
Robin's got a Monster High tattoo. All right, very cool.
See, this is a really good thing, though, because as you were saying about bringing in newer people to Spooky, I don't think they've been. I think they stopped with the Monsters High like a couple of years ago because, well, working in elementary school, like
that's true. You are the authority on the matter. Yeah.
All that stuff. It's been a couple years since like that was like the big thing that I would see in the school. So it's probably towards the age of where it was, parents are bringing their now middle school to early high school kids to this to go see that. Like, so it's not necessarily a young crowd. It's
it's the Lisa Frankenstein crowd. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The generations, right?
Yes.
Later millennials and early Gen Zs is.
It's gonna be straight Gen Z. It wouldn't be later millennials. I don't.
Well, I mean, it depends, right?
No, that's what, because I remember in 2012 at Spooky, the winners of the costume contest was a Monster High group.
Yes, and they were all adults.
That's when we were at the one-off in the Hilton.
Yeah.
So that's a millennial. That's a late millennial. If they were adults,
there could be. I think they had fans from back then. I mean, it was like I said, it was a thing over.
Yeah, absolutely.
10 years ago
there is definitely an underground thing with Monster High. Absolutely.
Because high school girls at that time when they first came out, I'm sure high school girls were all about it.
Yeah, well, like I said, Robin just said in the chat, she has a Monster High tattoo. So it's like they still have fans, cross a generation. Let's see, we've got Garrett Sander, who is the creator, Karen Strassman, who is Katana.
Yeah, real quick, hold on. No, I didn't put the names of what they are in Monster High. I don't know, but
okay, I was like, this is not my field. So.
Yeah, so let me take over for a minute.
Robin, you're not older than me, but that's a whole nother conversation. Go ahead.
So again, if you can look and see, and I'm sure if you're a Monster High fan, you know what voices these actresses did. But I went and looked for other roles that the voice actors did, and there were actually some really cool credits among them. Karen Strassman, she's apparently video game voiceover royalty. Like, she's done major characters. She does Katana for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Look at Mike's face.
She does one of the bigger voices in Persona 3. It's a big list for her, so she's pretty big. Paula Rhodes, she I think was the daughter in Resident Evil 8.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool. Erin Fitzgerald, she was she does one of the voices in Ed, Edd and Eddy. She's one of the White Trash sisters.
Okay.
I can't remember their names now, but I saw the picture and I was like, oh yeah, I remember her.
It's awesome. That's me all the way. Like, that was my childhood, was Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Cartoon Network. That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was still Cartoon Network in their prime. They did their first gen, which was the Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, and Johnny Bravo, and then the next generation with Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Which
well,
we did see a bunch of Powerpuff Girls and Johnny Bravo at Dragon Con.
I was gonna say Johnny Bravo, Ed and Eddy, and all that. That was the same.
Yeah.
I thought Ed, Edd and Eddy came later.
Dexter's Lab was part of that launch.
Oh, Dexter's Lab.
Okay, so yeah, I may be mixing up.
No, it was.
It's okay, Rob. You're old. That happens.
I was not the audience. I was watching the shit out of Johnny Bravo, though. I thought that was the greatest.
Johnny Bravo is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
God. especially the episode with him and Donny Osmond. But that's a whole nother, yeah. Disney.
What episodes? Donny Osmond was a regular on that show.
Fair. Episodes plural. You're right.
All right, moving on. We have a Cure tribute band.
See, now this is interesting because I know we had the Alice Cooper tribute band in May, which kind of was met with mixed reviews. So I'm very curious. And it's interesting because they have Vision Video, who is like massive now and just everywhere. And I saw his performance at Dragon Con, and it just standing room only. Fantastic stuff that Vision Video does. So I'm just wondering, like a Cure tribute band as well.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm
I'll
curious.
just say this: if they don't play Hot, Hot, Hot and Love Cats, they're not shit.
No, they're
okay?
playing Lolcats, not Love Cats. Lolcats, for those of you that remember Lolcats. Yeah.
I'm excited about it. The last couple of cover bands that they have brought have actually been really good.
Okay.
Like like that one Kiss one that we got was a damn good Kiss cover band. The Alice Cooper band, I really liked them. I thought they were damn good.
Yeah, and I'm seeing in the stat
Kiss.
people love them. Yeah,
Mini
Allison
Kiss.
loved them.
Mini Kiss.
No, we've been begging for Mini Kiss for a fucking decade.
Is Mini Kiss even around anymore?
They still are.
Okay, good.
Mike would know.
As a resident Kiss fan, yes, they are.
Okay, yeah,
We
we
need
need
to
Mini
get
Kiss.
Thunderstruck. AC/DC tribute band.
All right.
That would be awesome.
But yeah,
So
and Robin,
they may, who knows? They may lead into the whole goth, dance that we had last year.
possibly, which we are going to have again, which I'm super excited for. The Vision Video actually doing the DJ. I like that. Spooky picked up on how much everybody loved Rogue from the Crew Shadows DJing that night, and it was fantastic goth prom. And they're doing it again with Vision Video. I'm super excited for that. Yeah.
And if you haven't checked out his TikTok, like seriously, watch his TikTok. Like,
Dude, absolutely, his TikTok is fucking good.
Stuff on TikTok that you can never see. Like, I watch it and I feel wholesome like the entire time.
Robbie, we have no idea. They have not made schedules yet, so wait and see.
That's actually a good question. What band is going to be going on during the time? It won't be Vision Video. Vision Video will probably be later. Now that I think about it, because I know Vision Video is going to be a draw. As much as Voltaire.
Were they playing Saturday or Friday?
There's no schedule yet, so we will.
There is a schedule, but none of that schedule.
Yeah,
yet.
nothing of that has been added to the schedule. If you go to spookyempire.com, they do have a basic schedule of opening and vendor room opening, stuff like that. But as far as specific panels, that hasn't come out yet. All right, and then after that we have
Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah.
One of the inspirations for the Toto hit Rosanna.
Oh God, here we go.
They've changed. They keep changing this. Whether it was about her, it wasn't about her. It was about her. It wasn't about her, but they was dating, so they put her in the song, and
I mean, Pulp Fiction. Come on now.
Pulp Fiction, Crash.
Yeah. Oh God, Crash. And then those of you that are like Gen X like me, you remember Desperately Seeking Susan as part of your puberty. But yeah, so I think that was really fucking cool. And then Billy Bryan, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, going back with the Ghostbusters reunion. I thought that was really.
Mike's thrilled about that.
Yeah, hey, I was like, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I'm just so excited about Ernie Hudson for other reasons than that.
Cool.
Talk to him about anything but Ghostbusters, and you will see the light in his eye light up, and he will talk your ear off.
You know what? I challenge someone to bring a gorilla costume to Spooky and get your picture with Ernie Hudson, because Congo was awesome.
No, but it's the thing of last time I talked to him and we got our crow our crow poster signed, and he was still excited because everything in front of us was nothing but Ghostbusters.
Ghostbuster.
Like, he talked 20 minutes about how much he loved this movie, shooting this movie. He asked if he could curse while signing our thing, so he wrote his thing of, I hate that talking in the wind shit. But Congo was his favorite movie to shoot, like, because we asked him, like, what was your favorite movie to shoot? He's like, I loved doing Congo. That was amazing.
See, I hated Congo.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
And see, that's the thing. Like, it wasn't that well, like, received.
I read the book. The book is so good.
He loved
the movie was horrible.
Well, the thing is, it was all like cutting edge communication technology because the book was written in '83. Most people didn't actually read it until after Jurassic Park, so they read it in like the
That's
mid
true.
'90s. And at that point, all that communication software or the tech was not all that cutting edge anymore.
That's fair.
It was like Sphere. Sphere, the book is phenomenal. That horrible movie with
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin
and
Hoffman.
Sharon Stone.
Oh, come on. The book was so good.
All right. Then we also have two others as the ghost. Well, we talked about Ernie Hudson and then William Atherton.
That's
This man has no dick. Which,
Oh.
you know, and let me just interject this for a moment.
Mac.
Don't be that asshole to ask him to sign "This man has no dick." That's not cool. He's not going to do it. I've heard that he
That
doesn't
wasn't
do
his
that.
line anyway.
Exactly.
That was
Exactly.
Murray's line.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like it's been asked at other
Exactly.
conventions, and he won't do it. So don't ask him to do it because it's not going to happen. So putting that out there.
Yep. So, but he was also in a movie called like one of his first films. This movie called The Day of the Locust, and if you've never seen that, it's basically one of those like movies about Hollywood, but like really going bad back in the '30s, like Depression era. Bret Easton Ellis puts it as one of his favorite movies about movies
Oh, shit.
about Hollywood, and it gets kind of dark. He's like the main character in it, and if he's there, I definitely want to talk to him about that. So, you know.
Interesting. Yeah, and that's and I've always suggested that if you're going to meet a celebrity, don't ask them about the most common thing that they probably hear 20 million times a day, because they're going to get bored and they're just going to give you a robot answer, you know, and you're not going to be actually connect with them. And we've talked about this a million times. Ask them about something that just other than the big thing that's over the table. And that's like Mike said, their eyes will light up and they'll talk to you about it forever. Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I tell you
real
another
genius.
thing.
That's right. Real genius, Biodome. No, AJ's absolutely right.
Another thing about South Carolina that was very weird, seeing all the it kids grown up.
Ooh, yeah.
All in their
That's
20s, outside smoking, just chilling. It was so weird.
That's bizarre. All right. Well, I know it's not necessarily on the notes here, but I did want to give it a shout out just because a couple of things. Spookala. It's coming up, you know, like the week before Spooky. They've announced like some new people. I mean, Matt was just saying Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That whole cast is going to be there. That's pretty fucking cool. What is her name from? Was it Marlon? Oh God, from Planet Terror. God,
Rose.
yeah, not Rose, the blonde one. I can't remember her name. Marley Shelton, something like that. But she's going to be there. That's fucking cool. And one of the things I saw and I thought was really interesting, which once upon a time I laughed at, but they actually do have, you know, a quiet place. They have a place set aside for people that get overstimulated or non-vulnerable, whatever. I think it's becoming more and more likely as more and more people come to these shows. It's probably something that does need to be implemented. So I applaud Spookala for doing that. Because I remember last year, as a matter of fact, we were at the Goth Prom and we're all sitting there and there was obviously a very nonverbal kid like sitting close to the front of the stage. And I don't know if he was overstimulated because he seemed like he was by himself. I wasn't really sure. But and especially as the crowds get bigger, a lot of us just want to take a step away. So kudos on you, Spookala. Very cool. I thought it was awesome. So, but keep an eye on Spookala's. Sorry about that. Spookala's things. They've got more stuff to announce. And another thing I thought was really interesting on their VIP, they include all these great things on the VIP, and they also included a ticket to Busch Gardens Halloween. Now, I thought that was really interesting. I think
They did that last year.
yeah, they're doing it. Excuse me.
Don't die.
I know they're doing it again this year, but I think it's really interesting because I think Spooky should do something like that, and not necessarily Halloween Horror Nights, but Sir Henry's Haunted Trail or Old Town. Robbie was talking about Old Town. Was it Morton Manor? Is that what it's called? I think. Yeah, or even Petrified Forest. A ticket to a local haunt. I think that could be a really cool idea. Just. Yeah, I hate that they moved it from Ocala. I think are they going back? Is it just I thought it was temporarily away from Ocala. Are they? I don't know.
Unless he can find another venue, he doesn't like the equestrian. It's too in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible.
That's
It's
fair.
not a good place. It's not a good place for a show.
I mean, it's a great place. It really is a great place, but it's not for what they were doing it.
No, that
Yeah.
absolutely makes sense. But no, and so for those of you planning on going to the Spookala, they've announced some really cool stuff too, and I like the perks they're doing with the VIP. I like the stuff that they're doing. So there we go. So there's that. All right. What else we got here?
Well, let's do one quick shout out for Ancient City Con because there is some spooky family is repping at Ancient City.
Yeah. Ha ha!
Selfie guy, Rick is going to be co-hosting the after party.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Listen, he's a fucking great party host.
No, I can say it. That's what he was born to do.
Parties and they're fucking fun. So
that's what he was born to do. Like I said, he's like an over enthusiastic golden retriever. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
Party, man. That's gonna be damn good.
Yeah, that's really fucking cool. I'm excited for that. I want to say Voltaire is going to be there as well. I think he said
Ancient City.
Yeah, I think Voltaire.
I mean, just for the record, for like Ancient City, it's not a. It's more the anime side. I mean, a lot of the guests are cosplay people and voice actors, animation stuff. So it is not my thing, but you know what? Congrats, they've got something going on. So cool.
Yeah, they've been going strong for a while. So good for them.
Yeah, no, they've been chugging around for quite a while.
7 years now.
Yeah.
And that's an area like if you want to send your convention to die, have it in Jacksonville.
It's true. It's true.
That's a city where conventions don't prosper.
Nope. We've seen it time and time and time again. You do a con there and it's cursed. Absolutely.
Yeah,
cursed.
but somehow these guys have made it work. Actually, the one really successful convention they have in Jacksonville, besides Ancient City, is River City Con. It's a pro wrestling show.
Oh well, there you go.
So, I know, but Ancient City's not in Jacksonville.
It's closer to St. Augustine.
Oh, I guess it's St. Augustine. Okay,
and that's in the middle. That's why it's not immersed. Yeah,
it's like right on the border.
Yeah,
it's at the what do you call it?
It's at Murray's place.
Yeah, Bill Murray's golf place.
Caddyshack.
That's right. That's right.
And the restaurant's really good too.
For the record, if you went there, there's like a Whataburger, just an exit further down, and a Buc-ee's if you like either of those places.
Yeah.
So,
oh my god,
I don't like Buc-ee's, but I know a lot of people do.
Yeah,
that's a whole. Like Buc-ee's. Oh, you're a Waffle House guy.
All right, real quick, short hands for the host.
Buc-ee's, that's nothing with Buc-ee's.
Real quick, just because let's just stay on brand from last week. Of the 5 hosts, how many of us like Buc-ee's? Show of hands.
I like Buc-ee's for certain things. I mean, what are we talking about? What does like mean?
Just going in, just like, oh, Buc-ee's, let me stop. I want to go to Buc-ee's.
So listen, the gas is cheap. The hot sauces are really good. They have an array of drinks.
Jerky.
And jerky. The cinnamon nuts are good. Yeah. Yeah.
Barbecue sandwiches are good.
I don't like the mix of smells because there's like cinnamon and jerky in the air, and it's just sickening. Plus, it's the Dragon Con of rest stops. It's just packed. There's too many people.
No, I agree, but that's why I don't like
300 pumps.
Yeah, but also the bathrooms are really nice and clean. So if I need
well, then, yeah, I was gonna say that's Mike's territory right there.
I'll stop at Buc-ee's for that. Yeah.
I have to say, it's the first gas station I've gone into that has a changing room that didn't have a glory hole in it.
Oh,
really?
Where the fuck are you getting gas?
Yeah, let me know where it is so I don't accidentally go there.
Now, and Robin is absolutely right. Redneck Disney. That's exactly what it is. Redneck Disney.
So good, but they're 3-meat sandwich. So you get the turkey, the brisket, the sausage covered in freaking
good.
So
good.
Salad. Good.
Chicken salad. The chicken salad that comes in a little container too.
Yes.
Crackers.
Oh,
fantastic.
I spent $80 in there, and I was only spent.
Oh, it's dangerous. Yeah.
Only went in for cigarettes.
And the little butt nuggies are good too.
Go to the candy wall and get the dark chocolate espresso beans. If you're on a road trip,
they're good.
Yeah,
they're so good.
All right. Well, as we wrap up, I want to bring up one last little bit of fan courtesy, guest courtesy that I think people who watch this show are charming. We already know this.
Yeah.
But just in case you have any degenerate friends or somebody may have accidentally stumbled across this show, Valerie Curry, she plays. She's on The Boys. She's Firecracker.
Firecracker, yeah.
She apparently had a really bad experience at the last show she was at.
Okay.
And she had to put out a notice. And apparently, so if you've seen The Boys, this season of it,
watch it. It's amazing.
yeah, her character begins to breastfeed Homelander.
Oh no!
Oh.
Basically, she starts taking the character takes medications to start lactating, and then she starts, giving that.
AJ, you're not missing
People
anything.
asking her for shit. Come on.
Yes.
Oh
People
my
and
God.
apparently
What the fuck is
are
wrong with
asking for
people?
they're making breastfeeding jokes. Hey, can I suck your? They are asking her this at her booth.
That is terrible. That is terrible. But I will say that at Mad Monster, Homelander was there, and I know somebody that was with them. And I asked, I'm like, do they have a breastfeeding pic? Because I totally want that autographed.
Well,
But they did not.
Yeah, well, I know that because of the stuff Homelander has done over the series, and because he's from New Zealand, he's got that dry sense of humor. So he's more likely to, and it's not really personal for him.
No, of course not.
But to go up to like Valerie and actually,
no, that's inappropriate.
that too. Man,
That's
Shameful.
this is why we do this
real
show.
quick, I appreciate the comments. What the hell is wrong with people? What is wrong with people?
We know what's wrong with people. People are stupid. We know that.
I don't. Okay, this is where my brain breaks.
Yeah.
Like, what happens in your brain that you think this is a completely okay? You're face to face with Valerie Curry. That this is something that's okay to ask, and we'll get a good response. Okay.
So the kicker was.
I'm not going to get into.
That's a broken nose on a table.
Yeah, and while it's like, so it's bad, but apparently, I guess what was the breaking point for her is like there was one guy in particular who just wouldn't stop asking.
Oh my God!
But we have those people that come to the convention.
I know, and I think we need to do another show explaining how to talk to celebrities.
Boundaries,
We need a refresher course because, oh my God!
So
also, she needs a Mo or something. She needs a Mo or a Travis or something. That's
very much so.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
So now I'm feeling.
Shut down.
And now that I've ended this, I'm going to feel real bad about tonight's game because I was going to say the underwear game.
Nicely done.
We'll go there anyway.
You're absolutely right. And Carl, hold on a second. Carl, you read the comic book. Trust me, the show is much different.
Yeah.
If you like dark comedies, you will absolutely love this. It is a very what the fuck just happened kind of show.
Yeah, it's not. And I think universally the show is considered much better than the comic book.
Absolutely. And DJ, you're absolutely right. And it's. You think the golden rule, excuse me, would come into effect? Treat people how you want to be treated. That goes out the window.
Well, that person wants to be treated like that.
Right. Like the guy that got pissed on at that one show at the Rockville show.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
So Brass Against is a band. They play rock music, but they
Rise Against. Yeah, I know.
Brass Against.
Brass. Oh, okay. Yeah, them I don't know.
Anyway, they played at Rockville. We were there actually, and some guy wanted to get pissed on, and he went on stage, and she dropped her pants, and she pissed on his face in front of thousands of people.
Okay.
And the internet.
Oh, and then some. And of course, there's outrage, and there's other people that are like, "Hey, he went up there."
Two consenting adults.
She needed to go really fucking bad, and he was like, "You can go on me," and it was the whole thing.
She continued to sing too.
Oh, not only that, not only that, but they've taken off since then too. I mean, they opened up for Tool for a while. I mean, they're like, they've gotten, but that's not a surprise, right?
Wow. Okay. Today I learned.
Anyway,
love it.
I digress, but
yes. All right, underwear game.
Underwear game.
Well, do we want to do last round plugs before we head out?
Plugs.
I'm gonna make sure to ask Rob if I can suck on his booby on and Spooky to see if I can breastfeed him.
Nope.
No. After last night, I just want that Hong Kong Phooey movie to be a thing, but without Eddie Murphy.
God, okay, yes, I was in bed showing Sabrina, and I'm like, this needs to happen. She's like, okay, that was really cool. I'm like, why wasn't this a thing? Like, holy shit, this needs to be a
Yeah.
movie.
Just get rid of
Folks,
Eddie Murphy.
maybe we'll show you in the next episode, but there was almost a live action Hong Kong Phooey movie. They had like a test trailer just to show or proof of concept, and could have been good. Who knows?
Just without Eddie Murphy, because it's literally donkey as a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe that's something that we consider for the Saturday morning cartoon panel. Just saying.
Could be.
Hong Kong Phooey is
All
my favorite superhero.
Oh yeah.
He's not a superhero. He's a super guy.
Underdog.
He's the number one
Right.
super guy. Yeah.
It's not underdog. Underdog. Hello.
Come for me.
Underdog. Mighty Mouse. Come on.
No, he's a mild mannered custodian, just like me.
So in that case, Toxic Avenger.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go. There you
literally
go.
98 pounds and
Oh, that actually reminds me, and I'm sorry, but Rob didn't put this in the notes, but those of us that go to Spooky, we know about Babette Bombshell. Absolutely, the goddess of gore. We absolutely adore her. And this is going to drive me nuts. Rob, can you pull up what the name of the movie is? She's actually doing a new trauma movie. Oh God, what was the title of the movie?
Hold on, I'll find it.
But
Just
yeah,
go ahead
and
and tell everyone where they can find and buy all of your good stuff to our vendors on the show.
yeah. Matt Freak Show.
We'll be in Marlborough, Mass in a couple weeks for TerrorCon, if anybody's up that way. And then we'll be coming down to Spooky, and then we'll be in Chicago for Days of the Dead in November. The website is basically cleared out right now because I need to make more shit. Yeah.
where can we follow you?
Hold on a second. There was a Fanboy Expo, and I just want to give, since we're talking about Gen X stuff like that, Barbara Eden is 93, and she looks fucking amazing. Stunning. I never thought a 93-year-old could look that good. Anyway.
And yes, Babette will be in Slaughter Camp Lake Swine.
Yes. And
sorry, the movie is called
Slaughter
Fat Camp
Camp.
Massacre.
Swine Lake.
It's called what?
I thought it was Slaughter at Camp Swine Lake.
That's the hashtag, but I think
Slaughter?
it's the movie's called Fat Camp Massacre. Or
Yeah.
no, maybe it's
Okay,
Fat
'cause
Camp
I'm on-
Massacre. Well, whatever.
Yes,
Just look up hashtag Slaughter at Camp Swine Lake.
yeah,
You'll
Camp
find all
Swine
you
Lake.
need to know.
If you look up Camp Swine Lake on Instagram, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on there. And if you like trauma stuff, you love Babette as much as we do. Camp Swine Lake, it's on Instagram. Go look them up.
Oh, and a quick update. Robin's asking a question. We were fully refunded by the waterproofing company.
Oh, good.
We finally got the check.
Yay.
And so, yeah, we're good.
Work. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's awesome. Very good news.
All right, Robbie, what about you? You got stuff going on?
Yes, I have stuff going on. So we did a thing yesterday, and I learned very quickly how I don't do well. This weather is atrocious to be doing anything outside. So I'm supposed to do something else next week, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it. But next up, we got coming up October 6th is the Milk Mart Spooky Soiree, which is in the Milk District, and they close down all those streets, and they have like all 100 vendors plus fun, all sorts of stuff. And then after that, Spooky Empire. Yeah, Spooky Empire after that. Oh my God, it's coming up fast. Holy shit.
Yeah. And every single one of you better be stopping by Vamps Emporium. And
Yeah,
buying
Vamps
all the
Emporium.
stuff.
I'm sharing a corner booth.
Shut up, Matt. We know it's
I
51.
know.
Good. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go away. Sharing a booth with Burst
Fucking
of
hoodie.
Fish. So make sure you come get some goodies, and we'll be there hanging out.
All right. Well, folks, it's now time for the underwear game, where we take a group of celebrities and try to guess what type of what they might be wearing underneath their clothes. And today is going to be the Beetlejuice edition.
Ha! Love it.
So, let's think about this. Let's go ahead and just go with the star, Michael Keaton. What kind of underwear do we think he is wearing?
Commando.
I'm thinking whitey tighties.
I'm thinking briefs also, but not white. I can see them being like blue or a color or something.
Probably
like
striped boxers.
Interesting.
I don't see him as a boxer guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see him as a boxers guy.
I see him as a
Gotta
commando.
hug the boys. Gotta hug
Right.
the boys.
Sorry,
If he's
my
gonna be like that's gonna hang loose.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm with you, Angie. I agree.
say boxer briefs.
Actually, Robbie's really good at this game. Michael Keaton wears navy blue bikini briefs, very much like Rex Manning.
Interesting.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it.
All right.
yeah. No, it's
trying to
solid. I
envision
mean,
that. Okay.
nothing real fancy. Just a good cut. No,
Oh my
no,
God.
no more. No,
Raptor long johns. That's fucking hilarious.
Game.
Thunderoos. Nice. Oh my God.
underoos. What is that? The same thing as underoos?
Sure. The
Sure.
English version.
All
I
right.
guess?
Is that the
next
English
on the
version?
list, Winona Ryder.
Boxer
Granny
briefs.
panties. Granny panties all day.
I was gonna say, yeah, granny panties.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, fucking, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, no, also the comfortable ones though, like the ones that are like maybe like microfiber, like or
Sure,
that,
sure. Breathable fabric. Yeah.
you know,
Not
yeah.
like, Walmart style. Okay.
granny panties.
Mike, what was that? You got over?
I'm gonna say boy shorts.
Oh, that's what Carl just said. Boy shorts. I could see that too.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that is correct. Boy shorts is the correct answer. Typically, Winona wears they're just white boy shorts, but they have red or blue trim on them. Yeah, that's what her thing is.
Okay.
So.
Interesting.
I'd like to see your source on this, Rob.
Yeah, for real.
So first,
I know people.
He's being challenged. His
I
authority
know
is
people who
being
hang out in
challenged.
the Target dressing rooms. So,
this celebrityunderwear.com.
yeah, that's it.
That's a thing now. He's spoken into an existence.
Same gas stations that Mike goes to.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe Monica Bellucci is in this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
She's a Spanx girl. Spanx all the way, the short one, the ones that are like thigh long, all the way to, Spanx.
I was gonna say boy boxers, actually.
Well,
No,
I mean, to fit in those dresses that she wears too, I
That's
think it's
true,
got to
too.
be a Spanx.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's
yeah.
true.
It's not sexy underneath there. She's being held in.
Pantaloons
Pantaloons.
with the frills around
No,
the
she
knees.
actually okay.
Can
Remember,
we
she's
bring
French.
pantaloons back?
She
Why
is
not?
French, everybody. So it's important to remember that Robbie, you get a half point on this. She has Spanx, but they're custom made lace Spanx.
I thought
Okay.
she was Italian.
Like Skims.
Yeah, Italian, not French.
Still the same damn thing. She's Italian, but no, she's from France. It's Italian
Oh, okay.
last name. She's in France.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe.
Oh, Commando.
Commando. Commando
Man,
man.
don't give a fuck.
As I say, have we not seen the GIF? That's
That's no underwear, fucking just letting everything fucking
that's
hang.
it. Nope. I've seen any
Valentino
craze.
suits, no underwear, baby.
No, full on Commando.
Full commando.
No, that's completely wrong. Willem Dafoe has like industrial reinforced biker shorts
Oh, I
at
don't
all
believe that.
times. He can't. He's got a concealed weapon under there. He can't just let that hang.
Just let it.
But he does. That's the thing. He does.
He's like
got
that
the
Italian
shorts on.
pole guy.
The French guy.
The French
Italian.
guy. Yeah.
Oh God!
Which,
look
by
at
the
that.
way, I saw many costumes at Dragon Con of that guy
Yeah.
and the Australian breakdancer.
Yeah.
He's on this season of Dancing with the Stars. I don't watch it, but I saw it on the little blurb.
All right. And last but not least, I was going to take Jenna Ortega because she is 21, but she still plays a high school girl in most every movie she's in. So I'm not comfortable doing
let's
it.
stay away from the creepy shit.
Yeah. So instead, we're going to go the other direction. Catherine O'Hara. What do we think she wears?
Commando.
I'm
I
gonna
would
say
say.
lacy undies with a garter belt.
Oh shit. Okay. I don't know, man. Maybe briefs also, but like high cut bikini briefs or something.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like regular bikini cut underwear.
Yeah, bikini cut brief. Nothing
Provolone
fancy.
brand underpants.
Okay. So
That's
the
good.
half point here. Catherine O'Hara, she is Canadian, so she does have the garters and the stockings, the whole, but it's all flannel.
Oh,
Ew!
oh no!
All flannel.
I
That's
can
no
you imagine
good.
all the sweat. That's disgusting.
Oh,
Pantaloons.
No, and here's the other kicker. She actually mails each pair she wears to Eugene Levy. And that's, that's their deal from.
I could see that.
All right, there we go, folks. That's the
Eugene
game.
Levy, well,
Congratulations,
if you bring
Robbie
him up,
is
he's
the winner
definitely
tonight.
wearing white boxers.
Oh, yeah.
Eugene Levy, for sure. White
Striped.
boxers, that's it. No
But
stripes,
striped
no,
boxers.
plain white.
Oh,
No,
they're
plain
striped. Striped boxers, absolutely.
white. Plain white.
All right, so let me throw one out just because I'm curious, and this is going to be fun. What about Petey?
I don't even want to think about that.
Petey
Yeah,
probably
like,
wears
Petey
a
be a
thong.
Boxer guy.
He's wearing a thong, speedo thong.
He's a boxer guy.
Yeah, he's a
There's
thong
it's
guy.
Spooky Empire boxers. They haven't been mass produced yet.
They're not New York Yankees boxers?
Oh,
Well
fair.
done. Well
He's
done.
wearing a speedo with Frankenstein on the crotch.
Oh, stop. Gina? What do you
I'm
say?
not going there.
Gina.
Yeah.
Speedos
say-
with
I was like, Alan
Frankenstein on
knows.
the crotch.
Alan knows, so.
Alan knows. Yeah, Alan knows.
All right. That's a good game. So, folks, I think we're done for now.
Yes. and-
Just also as a reminder, we probably have about 3 or 4 episodes of the show left going forward before
Yes.
where we hang it up and possibly doing special episodes here and there. I won't say we're gone forever, but the reality is we will not be doing regular shows after this year. So we probably have one more this month, maybe 1 or 2 in October, and then we'll do maybe 1 in November, maybe 1 in December. Probably not even 2 though. Probably just like 1 wrap up in December. So if you're enjoying the shows, make it a point to catch them all,
yeah.
and we'll probably have a special guest on the next episode. So stay tuned to find out who it is.
Exactly. Sure. And with that, I suppose we can cue up the outro and fuck you.